Hello, welcome everyone. I said yesterday I was going to scope today about what to do if you have multiple topics that you want to blog about. So that's what I'm going to cover right now. Of course, I am in my car, but I am not driving. I am parked. I am actually, I've never scoped anywhere but at home, but right now we have someone jackhammering up our concrete driveway because we have to replace some plumbing stuff to get our house sold. So it was quite loud. Not only did I think it would be a little ridiculous to try to scope with that in the background, but it was really, like, I couldn't even concentrate. Yeah, jackhammering up concrete is not an easy thing. So I thought I'd leave. So I got some lunch and thought I'd just scope from where I am today. This is a question. Well, first of all, if you don't know who I am, I'm Laura from iHeartPlanners.com. And I started the blog about 3.5 years ago, and now I work part-time hours from home and earn a full-time income blogging and doing related things. And I love to share what I know so that you guys who are interested in starting your own blogs or have already started, I love to share what I know with you. So that's what I want to do today. And if you aren't signed up for my email list yet, go to iHeartPlanners.com/entrepreneur, and that's where I share with you the top 5 things I learned my first couple years of blogging. Okay, so let's dive into this topic. And this is something that the reason I wanted to talk about this is that I have been asked this over the past 2 or 3 weeks. This is probably one, I would say the question I've gotten asked most frequently is people who have just started a blog or starting a blog have multiple topics that they want to talk about. So maybe you want to talk about parenting and you're sewing and crafting, but you also love to cook, and there's just a lot of things that you want to talk about. But you'll also see advice out there that says that if you try to blog about too many topics, it's going to be hard to be profitable, because the people who might be interested in your sewing tutorials aren't going to care about your parenting stories at all, or something like that. Okay, so what should you do? All right, so let me say first of all that I think if you seriously had like 40 plus solid kid-free hours to do nothing but blog every single week, first of all, let me know how you accomplish that, especially when you're starting out and not earning an income yet. But secondly, there could be some value in having, making a higher, I think you can make a higher profit on a blog that is more focused. So if you only talk about, how to sew bags or something, your readers are going to be really, really engaged, and everyone's going to care about that, and they're going to need bag, supplies. It's going to be easier to sell them things. So there is something to be said for focus on a blog. And I think if you have like totally unrelated topics, like you love to sew, but you also love to repair cars or something, if you try to talk about those two topics on the same blog, there's not a lot of overlap probably in people who want tutorials on car repairs and tutorials on how to sew or something like that. Thank you, Leticia, for inviting followers. Everyone's welcome to invite followers, and if you want to give hearts, tap the screen. So that's going to be really hard. But if your topics are somewhat related, like sewing and cooking and things like that, I say keep it on one blog, especially in the beginning. And here's why. First of all, from a practical standpoint, it is hard enough to manage. Oh, hi, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. It is very hard to manage even one blog. I mean, there's a lot to keep up with. You want to get the blog set up. You need to post regularly. That's super important to be consistent. And then you need your social media outlets. You need to let people know about the blog. And so if you double that work, wow, I just think it's too much, especially in the beginning. Possibly once you are earning a steady income and you can hire people to help you so that you're not doubling your time spent there. It's a lot to keep track of. So I think you're going to hurt yourself by trying to manage more than one blog. It's a lot to manage. So I think it's better in the beginning not to dilute your efforts in multiple places. Just go ahead and stick with one blog, okay? Now, when it comes to that blog, there's a couple different ways that you can go. One way, and this is sort of what I did in the beginning, is I did kind of blog about whatever struck my fancy at the time. I mean, they were all kind of related to, you know, homemaking kind of things, but and then I kind of was able to see what resonated with people, and that gave me a clear direction. So if you're like, oh man, I kind of want to, you know, do a recipe blog, I kind of want to do a sewing tutorial blog, I kind of want to talk about my, I don't know, you know, dogs or something, and you're just not sure which of those you should pick, it might be okay to experiment with a few different types of posts, and you'll see, first of all, what comes easier and more naturally to you. Maybe you thought you wanted to write a recipe blog, but then you realize that it takes you like, you know, 12 hours to get those beautiful photos, and it's not your thing. So you may decide, okay, that's totally, you know, not even my thing. I want to do something else. So you'll find your thing, plus you'll find what resonates with people. So I found quickly that my free printables, that's what people loved. So it helps me kind of hone in on a direction quickly. It probably took me only about 3 months of writing regularly about a little bit of varied topics to really hone in on, I'm organizing in printables. And that's what I want to blog about. That's what people want to read from me. And I was able to get a direction. So it's okay to kind of experiment with things until you find a clear direction. The other thing I would recommend is that you try to pick one thing as your main focus, because you'll want to get people to sign up for your email list by offering them a freebie, and you got to have a topic for that. So maybe what you could do is start out for the first 3 months and talk about one of those topics, and then it's okay, like, so say you do one of those topics every week, and it's okay if you have another post to throw in a bonus post here or there, but focus on one for a while and build an audience around that before kind of introducing the second topic is another way that you could do it. But I basically just think that trying to dilute your efforts by running 2 blogs is too difficult. And I think there's a lot of blogs out there that are pretty varied in their topics that are really successful. So I don't think you're going to kill your blog by blogging about multiple different topics. And I think you might kind of find your thing that people want to come to your blog for as you do that. So that is my basic advice for blogging about multiple topics. And again, if you're new, go to iheartplanners.com/entrepreneur, and you can sign up to hear the top 5 things I've learned my first couple years in business. That'll really help you out. Thanks for coming.